Hey everybody, this is DBS TCG Central, and I am welcoming you to another deck profile. Today's deck profile, you've probably seen it in the thumbnail. That's why you clicked on the video. It's going to be a God Yellow Blue Soul Striker build. Um, if you guys don't know who Soul Striker is, he is what I would say the top blue leader right now. Super strong. He's all over the meta. He tops events, and there's a bunch of different builds you can have. You could have a mono blue build. You could do a blue yellow build, and then there's so many different variations. It's crazy. So I'll tell you what he does. So on his unawakened side, Super Saiyan Son Goku. I mean God's Son Goku. Um, when this card attacks, you can choose one. You could either draw a card or you could switch up to one of your mono blue energy to active mode. Really good early game for this deck. You're going to play multicolor, so you're just going to be really drawing one until you awaken, and I'll show you exactly how you awaken because you can awaken early. He makes them really strong. So when this card is at 4 or less, or if you have a blue unison card with specified cost of 3 in play, you may draw 2 cards and then flip this card over. Awesome, awesome ability. This guy, when you get to turn 3, if you can be a little bit defensive, you can just wait till your unison comes out, and then you can awaken. Your life is nice and plentiful, and the abilities he gets on this side is just insane. So his auto is when this card attacks, you draw a card, and then you switch 2 of your mono blue energy to active mode. So this gets crazy. By turn 3, you should turn 1. You're probably going to drop a multicolor energy, and then your turn 2 and 3 will be mono blue energies. So when you attack after you're awakened, you'll be able to untap 2, and it is just super busted. And then at the end of your turn, you can choose one of your blue unison cards and switch it to active mode. Now, we're going to abuse this ability a little bit. So in Realm of the Gods, there was a new unison that came out. The Great Priest, Invitation to Battle. This guy, I don't know if he was intended for this deck, but what he does for this deck is kind of crazy. So let me go over what he does. He's got an active main. If your leader card is a Zeno or a Great Priest, you could play him for 3 generic energy, so you don't have to use the blue. But we're playing a blue-yellow build, so we're going to have all blue energy. So we're just going to play him for 3 regularly. But his +1 is active battle. Switch this card to rest mode and switch up to one of your blue gods in your energy to active mode. Then choose one of your god cards with a combo cost of 1 in your hand, and you can use it in a combo. Really strong. We're going to abuse this a little bit. As you know, on the leader, it said that you can untap one of your unisons at the end of the turn. So you'll switch this card to rest mode and use the +1 ability to untap another energy for yourself. So instead of untapping 2, you'll be untapping 3 energy on your turn. And then you can combo with a multicolored god card in your hand for free. So pretty crazy. I'll show you what it does. So like I said, on your turn, when you can use this ability, and then when you pass, he untaps, and you can do this on your opponent's turn as well. So you could be very defensive with free multicolor combos on your opponent's turns. So it's got a -3 also, and what that is when your opponent plays a battle card with an energy cost greater than their current energy, return that card to its hand. So it's got a built-in Trunks counterplay right on it. Really, really strong. And I'll show you what we can do with this card in the deck. It's crazy. So multicolored god cards are going to be important for this deck, the 1-drops. So we run a lot. Like I said in the thumbnail, this is a Super Saiyan blue Soul Striker god build. So first, to keep our energy straight, we have these Beerus Fickle Gods. So these just ignore energy exhaust. These are more for later game, or if you need to combo them off, you can, because they're a 1-drop god. But you play them in your energy if you need another multicolored blue, red, yellow energy. And if you already have one, so turn 1, you'll play any of your blue, yellow cards in your energy in rest mode. And then any other turn after that, you can just play this card and it'll come in untapped. So it's really good. And then it's a multicolor god card, so your Great Priest can untap it in your energy also. So it's super powerful. Speaking of super powerful, this championship card, Zamasu the Eliminator. He's a god. This card had to get errated as soon as it came out because it was so strong. It's a counterplay, and when you play this card, the card play this card, and if the card being played has energy cost of 4 or less, return it to its owner's hand. Great. If you have another blue yellow multicolored card in your energy, you can negate this card's energy exhaust. So you could play this in your energy and just like Fickle God, it'll come in untapped, which is super strong. When this card is played, you could draw one card, then you could choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. Super strong. Now this card got errated, and the counterplay, when it's play this card and the card being played has an energy cost of 4 or less. When it first came out, that meant unisons also, but they errated it to just only apply to battle cards. So that's the only thing, but it's still super powerful for all the stuff it does. Drawing you a card, and it's a god multicolor. So in your energy, you'll get untapped with the Great Priest unison. So it's insane. Since we play those, I play 2 of these. These are another multicolor god card. Get the foil one. These do a little neat trick. So it's indestructible. Can't be removed from your battlefield. It's got energy exhaust. Permanent. This card cannot attack leader cards, which isn't a big deal. It's for like getting rid of some of your pesky little your opponent's little pesky little attackers or blockers or whatever. But active main, once per turn, you can choose one Zamasu or one Goku Black in your battle area and return it to its owner's hand. And then you can choose one of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. So the combo with this thing is your leader untaps a lot of energy. So you'll be able to play this for 2, no problem. And then maybe you can untap using this to have more energy or whatever you need to do to defend some more. But once you play this on your turn, it'll be out. It has indestructible. So then you pass, and then it's your turn. Because your leader will untap 2 energy, paying 3 for this is not that big of a deal. You could untap up to 3 energy with your unison card. So you play this for 3, and you can return this to your hand, and then you could attack. You can untap 2 more energy, and now you're going to tap something that you can attack into and destroy. And then you also have an attacker on board that's really strong. It's a 20k. So then you get this back to your hand, and on your next turn, boom, you could play it on your opponent again, just to have some more defense and stuff like that. I run 2 of these. It's a nice little combo, and sometimes it helps out for other cards in the deck too. Another multicolor god that is super strong in this deck is Beerus Combative Impulse. This came out in Realm of the Gods. It's a newer card. It has energy exhaust, double strike. When this card is played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch to rest mode. So we're resting some stuff in this deck too. It's really, really defensive. When this card, once per turn, it has an auto, and it's when this card attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, draw one card and switch this card to active mode and place one card from your opponent's life at the bottom of their deck. Huge. Super powerful. This thing is a beast. So being able to play it for 2, especially in this deck where you untap, is really, really good. It's almost free because you untap 2 energy. 3 with your unison. Getting rid of a life automatically is just really, really good. Some more counterattacks and some more Goku Blacks. So another God card because he's a Goku Black. This card is a tech choice I picked. It's really good. It negates the attack, and then you could play this card. And then when you play this card from your hand during your opponent's turn, so during the counterattack, you could choose one of these abilities also. So if your opponent has 3 or less energy, you can choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and place it in their energy in rest mode. It does ramp them, but if they attack you with something crazy and you don't know how to handle it, you can counter this. It'll negate the attack, but it'll also get rid of that battle card or another battle card that might be in rest mode. So it's really, really strong. You have options, and then You untap a bunch of energy, so your opponent getting an extra energy might not be that big of a deal, but it comes up sometimes and you might need to use it. Its second ability is really good too. If your opponent has 2 or more energy, choose up to 2 of your blue energy, and you can switch them to active mode. So this becomes a free negate. So if you have 2 energy open, you can play it and then untap 2 energy if you don't want to do that other ability and get rid of a opponent's card and put it in their energy. Super strong, and it's a god, multicolor. So if you put in your energy, you can get untapped. Also, you can combo for free with it with this guy, defensively or offensively. We're drawing a lot of cards in here too. So this is Goku Black, Unforeseen Darkness. It's really good in this deck. It kind of acts as like the ape, but it's also a god and a Goku Black and an attacker. So it's really good. So for 2 energy, for 2 blue, when you play this card from your hand, activate this skill. At the end of your turn, if there are no cards that are both blue and yellow, if there is a card that is both blue and yellow in your energy, you can draw 2 cards. And then you can choose 1 card in your hand and you put it in your drop area, then choose one of your blue or yellow energy and switch it to active mode. So you have 2 energy, you play it on your turn, you can attack with it, and then at the end of your turn, you untap one of your blue or yellow energy, and then you could draw 2 cards, and then you can discard 1. So it's a lot. It's filtering. It gets you more stuff that you need in your hand. It only costs 1 after you play it because it untaps an energy after. It's just really strong. You're untapping a lot of energy in this deck. Since you're so defensive, we're going to add a little more defense. We play this SS Rose Goku Black Apocal Schemer. I believe that's how it's said. It's another god. This guy is basically a defensive Obuni, if you guys know who he is. So it's got energy exhaust, deflect, so it's always going to come into play. It's got double strike, so if you want to be aggressive, it's really good. And then at the end of your turn, switch up to one of your blue, yellow, multicolor energy to active mode. So it's actually going to cost you 3. You just need to have 4 energy to begin with, and it'll untap on your opponent's turn. When this card is played from your hand, you can play 4 shadow tokens. They all gain blocker until the end of your next turn. So if you need to be really defensive for a turn, you could play this for 4, and then you put out 4 shadow token blockers. So you can block 4 attacks, and plus this is a double strike attacker. So you get a double strike attacker, 4 blocker tokens for the next turn, and you untap another energy to be even more defensive on your opponent's turn. It is nuts. This deck is just crazy. It's just all the stuff it can do and all the intricacies are insane. A little floodgate I run. SS2 Trunks Heroic Prospect. It negates the attack, and if you have a unison out, which you will most of the time, the energy cost goes down to 1, so it'll be a 1-drop counter attack. Additionally, it has an auto where when this card is played, your opponent can't attack with battle cards with energy greater than their current with energy cost greater than the current energy. So anything that comes out that's bigger than their energy, like an 8-drop, and they only have 3 energy or anything, all that stuff can attack. And in this game, they like to cheat out a lot of bigger stuff fast. So this can act as a topo, a blue topo sometimes, depending on what kind of deck they're playing and stuff. But it's really strong. And, you know, if that ability doesn't affect the deck you're playing, it's still a 1-drop negate that's really strong. And 15k attacker. So I like some board wipes. I run 2 of these. You get to 7 a lot because you're really defensive. So you can... Let me explain the whole card. It has deflect, so it's always going to get played. Double strike, 30k, so really strong. It could be a game ender. When this card is played, so you can choose all of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 3 or more and place them at the bottom of their owner's deck. So it acts as a board wipe. And then the other ability is if you have 7 or more energy, it does the same thing, but it ignores barrier, and it doesn't matter what size they are. So it'll board wipe their whole board with barrier. Then this card gains barrier and gets dual attack if you have 7 or more energy. So it's a dual attack 30k double strike that barrier board wipes everybody's stuff. It's huge, and if you can get to 7 energy, like, it's really good. But you could also play it at 5, and still it's a huge threat Um, so we play. I play a small package because there were so many Zamatsus and Goku Blacks in here where I was like, why wouldn't I play this? I start with Fuzamatsu, Advocate of Evil. So this card came out in, I think it was set 10. It's indestructible. It's got Union Patara. So you have so many Goku Blacks and Zamatsus on the board where a lot of them are indestructible too. So they stick on the board where you can Union Patara them. And also this card, if you have 3 or more energy, you can choose battle cards in your energy when using this card's Union Patara too. So if you have a Goku Black in your energy or a Zamasu, you can take it out of there and you can fuse with this if you have no other options. But most of the time you'll have them out. So this is a 24K indestructible 5-drop Zamasu. That's all it is. It comes into play. You can swing with it. It's a pretty aggressive card. But we have another reason we play it, and that's because we play 2 of these guys. So this is another card that came out in Realm of the Gods. Fuse Zamasu Exterminating Force. So it's got energy exhaust. It's got unique. It's got double strike, indestructible, and blocker. So it's got a lot of keyword skills. And it's got an X evolve. So for 4 energy, which is not a big deal in your deck because you can untap 3 energy on your turn, maybe more. This card is so broken. So you X evolve onto a blue Zamasu with energy cost of 5. So that's this guy here. So he'll come out. He's got indestructible. He's pretty safe to have out. And then next turn, or even on this Union Patara is for free. So on the same turn, this is like a free play. You play that, and then you could just X evolve on top of him with this. So when this card is out, like I said, it's got unique, so you can play only 1 per turn, but it's got double strike. It's a 35K, so that's automatically a threat. It's indestructible, so you can't get rid of it very easily. Even red will have a hard time because it's a 35K. But it's got blocker, so you're safe on that end, on your defensive end. And it's got Aegis Blue Yellow. And if you guys don't know what Aegis Blue Yellow is, it's if it's your opponent's turn and they attack you, active battle, after your negates, you can discard a yellow and a blue card, any yellow blue card or a blue and a yellow card. And once you do that, Aegis takes effect. And this card's Aegis is... Well, Aegis always will untap you 2 energy. So automatically when you discard the card from Aegis, you're going to untap 2 energy. And then it says here... Well, let's focus. Come on now. When this card activates its Aegis Blue Yellow skill, draw 1 card and switch this card to active mode. Then choose up to 1 of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. So this is super broken. It says cards. It doesn't specify what kind. So you can tap a leader. You could tap a energy. You can tap a battle card, a unison card. But when you activate Aegis, you also draw a card, and you untap 2 energy. That's what Aegis means. So it is the new Bojack, but it's even more safe because the Bojack had barrier, but this has indestructible. So it's even stronger than the Bojack, I'd say. It costs a little more, obviously, but if you use this combo in Soul Striker with this guy, it is super strong and it works every time. And it's, like I said, it's a double strike 35K for a game ender. And then when you activate Aegis, you could untap and block with it. It's a really good tech. I like it a lot. It's really strong. All right, so now we're running blue, so we got to do the blue good stuff. 4-dimension magic, obviously, best, I would say, negate in blue. It's free if you have 5 or more cards in your drop area, which you will because you'll be comboing and stuff. This super combo is perfect. You have so many other ways to combo other stuff for free and everything like that. I just like to draw extra cards, so once I get a little low, I can defend myself with this also, which is really good. And if you need something in your deck, you put it at the bottom. It's good. Other unisons I run, Baby, the Unknown Parasite. If you guys don't know what this does, it's hugely beneficial. So you play it for 3. You could self-awaken because your leader, when you play a unison with 3, you could self-awaken. So it helps you self-awaken, just a little more consistency. and then it's +2. You could draw a card, so it's more draw power, and then you get a bunch of markers on it. And then it's -5. It's active. It's an active main, and if your leader card is a mono blue, which it is, choose up to one of your leader cards, and it gets plus 1500 power and double strike for the turn. Until the start of your next turn, you can activate mono blue cards with counter skills in their hand by choosing 2 cards in your hand and discarding them. So basically, you can -5 this thing, and then your leader becomes a 30k double strike, game-ending threat. And like I said, when you attack with a leader card instead of a battle card, there's not a lot they can do to stop it other than negate it. So it's really, really powerful. Plus, after you do that, you can play any mono blue counterplay or counter skill for free afterwards, just in case you don't have the energy to do it. What a lot of people do with this is what I'll show you is, like I said, we're running blue good stuff. People run this card in tandem with that constantly. Baby Golden Avenger. So this will become free after you use that ability, but also you can play it for 5. A lot of the times you'll have 5 energy open because you untap so much, but it's unique. It's got triple strike. It's a counterplay. So you can play this card for a counterplay when they play a card. And if the battle card being played has an energy cost of 7 or less, it's returned to its owner's hand instead of being played. So it'll save you, and they spent the energy to use it, so they wasted the energy. Also, it's a counter, which is huge. If you're going for game and they counter it, you can play this card and you can counter their counter. So it negates their counter skill, and then you can play this card. And like I said, this is a triple strike. So when it comes out on their turn, they have to get rid of it before it's your turn, or you're swinging with a 30k triple strike. Auto, when this card is played, draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place it at the bottom of their owner's deck. So you're drawing a card, you're putting something with barrier at the bottom of their deck, you're counterplaying this, and it's returning a card to their hand that is being played. Plus, it's a 30k triple strike and a counter. Super, super strong. And being able to play it for free because of this unison, the baby unison, is just atrocious, I guess is the word. We are playing unison, so we play another counterplay, which is SS God Stealing Trunks. So this is free if you have a unison with 2 or more counters out, and it returns, I believe, any battle card that's being played to their owner's hand for free. Wicked strong. But if you do that, this just goes right in your drop area afterwards. It's just a counterplay. And once you play it, you can't play another counterplay. So you got to be smart and play your other counterplays first, and then play this one after. Last. All right. So just because we get to 7 a lot, we run this guy. He's super strong. When he comes out, he's got critical, deflect. His auto is when you play this card, choose all the cards in your hand and your opponent's hand, and all the battle cards in your opponent's drop area and their battle cards in their battle area, and then you put them all what was it? And you shuffle it all into their owner's decks. So this card comes out. It's a critical 30k. And when it comes out, you take your hand. First of all, you do all your stuff first, your shenanigans. And then you get all of your hand gone. And then your opponent gets their battle cards, everything in the drop area, and all their hands put into their deck. So then if they're at 1 life or a few life and you have a bunch of battle cards out, especially that triple strike attacker, you could swing with this thing. It's going to crit them a life to get them down to 3 if you need to. And then you can maybe use the baby to finish them off for the 3 life because they have no cards in their hand. There's nothing they can do. They have no cards on their board or in their drop area. They're just out of options. So you can just go for game with it. Super strong, and it comes up a lot. It wins me so many games. And unison of choice, baby. It's a blue deck. It's the best blue unison. It's just so strong. When you play it, you discard a card for free. It gets played for free, and your opponent cannot attack for the turn. I mean, what else can you ask for? All right, so that's it for the deck list. This leader is super strong. So the engine that you put in it is automatically going to have an advantage with against other leaders. Like if you use another blue leader, you will not get as much out of it a lot of times unless it's like in archetype stuff that benefits it. So I love this deck. It's super strong and super fun. So it's control-y, but you can go aggressive, and it does so much stuff. There's so many intricacies. But thanks for coming. I got a bunch more videos to make, and I'm trying to do like 2 a day just to build up my channel. And if you guys have any questions, or if you guys have any interest in seeing specific decks, let me know in the comments, and maybe I can throw one together, or I can look up a really strong one that's competitive. So, yep, with that being said, have a good one. Thanks for seeing another one of my videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.